Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Nago Tarot Odyssey. Today we're going to have a 3-card pick on some of the things you can expect coming for you in May. So some May predictions, whether it be, in your field of love, home, work, study, whatever comes through, we will pick up on. So I was excited to use my fairy cards because they were in the front of my container that I hold all my cards in, and I was like, I love using these, so I'll use these right now. So here's our choices. We have the Hedge Witch, which is about herbal wisdom, secrets, and hidden lore. Number 2 is Salu, vitality, health, and energy. And number 3 is King of the Darkwood Elves, authority, credibility, and status. And there's numbers on the cards as well, and stones as well. The first one is number 5, and it has a green chalcedony stone. Number 2 has a number 27, and that has a beautiful blue apatite stone. And the third one is number 39, that has a amethyst. So if that helps you choose, I'll let you go ahead and make your choice, and we'll see what's coming out. And I'm going to start with some of these lovely crystal healing cards. I love these for messages. So our first one that came up right now is Rubellite, passion and purpose. Your enthusiasm gives you energy and motivation to work on a meaningful project that's dear to your heart. So I feel that some of you have been wanting to do some house renovations, maybe work on a deck, maybe put in like a hot tub or an in-ground pool, something on your property you've been wanting to do. Re-roof, things like that, some practical things, new windows as well. It's like this has been a sort of in your back pocket for a while, and it's something that you've been working towards, but now that the weather is nice and all things are possible, you're definitely starting to look into price points and see what you can do with that. And some of you too, I feel trip is in the offing, that you've been wanting to see some places, either along the eastern seaboard, or you wanted to go down south or out west to some areas, or anywhere in the European scope, anywhere that you guys wanted to go and check out some other countries over there, that you're now actually starting to price tickets and see what's available to you. And you've got the lovely 2 of Water card, which is saying a relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, the positive resolution of a conflict. So I feel that some of you are at odds with a sibling and or a friend over a differing opinion, and I feel like it's run its course and it's time for forgiveness, and you know that too. It's just that thing that just sticks in your craw, like right before you go to bed, right when you wake up, you're like, oh, why? I don't know why I keep hearing the name Emily really, really strong over and over, and Susan as well. And I feel like if you have this, it's time to release it, because nothing sort of stunts our emotional growth more than going back and trying to rehash arguments and who's right and who's wrong. And in the end, who really cares? You know what I mean? People are so busy trying to be right and one-up each other in such silly circumstances that it makes no sense. And that is something that is an utter waste of time. You also have the King of Earth, generous, professional, responsible, and practical. A successful time for you. Confidently accept opportunities that you're offered, the Midas touch. I feel like a lot of you have been thinking about changing jobs and or going to an elevated position in your current job. Say yes to that. Lots of times people will second guess themselves because they might entail travel or something, and it's slightly out of their comfort zone. But always know that the reason things are presented to us, these opportunities, is so we can grow and learn from these experiences, right? Why would we want to stay in the same place doing the same things when, we can try and thrive and experience new people, places, and things as well. Like my friend Jeannie's really excited because she gets to go and travel in her new position and meet new people, and she gets excited about it. And I think that's a great way to look at it. I really like that energy for you. Also, you have the 10 of Water, a contented and rewarded family life. Your emotional and material needs are met, trustworthy relationships. Very beautiful. I feel like some of you guys, your college students and or your parents that are looking forward to a summer break and having a nice relaxed time at home, going to the beach, going to the water, the woods, doing things together as a family, slowing down the pace. I know that sometimes it's hard to share a space with an entire family. Say some people, you know, they like certain types of music at certain volumes. They like films. They like this and that. They like to, you know, some are less clean and they don't like to clean up after themselves. And it creates this, you know, it can be a conflict within the family. But everybody's sort of communicating really well in your family this summer as to who's responsible for what. And it's going to pay big dividends because it's going to be a peaceful household because of that. Nobody is you know, getting away with proverbial murder like sometimes happens if you have a lot of siblings and stuff too. Sometimes there's one or two that are doing the lion's share where other people skive off. So this time, you know, there's charts and graphs and people are doing what they're supposed to do, and it really is creating a lovely harmonious time in your family because of that. And I mean, lots of times it's necessary for everybody to sort of sit down and discuss these things. But I love that because I feel like you're going to really align yourself with what you want to do, and it's a good fortune time for you. You know, just welcome this magic that's coming in. They really are in May. You deserve your heart's desire, so you're allowing yourself to feel good right now. When you send out positive energy and you're ready to receive, Providence really gets into action. You don't need to understand how this happens either. You know, you just have to trust the universe is at its work, and it's going to rearrange itself to make things right and for them to happen to you. You know, if you've asked for it, give thanks and trust that it's just going to occur. I do that, you know, daily. Sometimes I wake up enough. I'm like, oh, I feel a little tired. I don't know how I'm going to accomplish this, and that. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just happy that my whole body works and I can go make a cup of coffee without assistance and chill out. Or I can tell Ian to go make me a cup of coffee. But, you know, I wake up and I see the crazy cats running everywhere, and I think they start my morning off really cute because they're usually out of food, all sitting by their bowls, just looking at me like the saddest little things, like little Oliver. I'm going to have some more porridge. It's so cute. But, you know, we have to trust the magic that comes through in our life to fulfill our desires and know that our needs are going to be met. And you're going to start to feel that more in May. You're going to feel like you are divinely guided, protected, and that these entities are there for you. And that also I feel like you can make decisions a lot more clearly in May. Where before, you know, you had an overthinking process before where you drive yourself crazy and you could get tired before you even left the house. You know, should you drive this way? Should you do this? Like you're overthinking. Now you're really simplifying because you're understanding that you're overcomplicating things and you're going to release that. And that's some of the things that's going to rectify in your family because of that as well, that you're just simplifying. You know, there's so little that's really of import in this life other than being happy, fulfilled, and making sure others around you are comfortable and treated well too, right? That's what it is. I saw this great thing this morning by Keanu, and sometimes they just post these sayings with actors, but I absolutely loved it because it was so true. It was basically about, you know, when we die. Let me see if I remember it. It says, you know, none of us are getting out of here alive, so please stop treating yourself like an afterthought. Eat delicious food, walk in the sunshine, jump in the ocean, say the truth that you're carrying in your heart. Be silly, be kind and weird, because there's no time for anything else. You know, and I love that, and it's true. If you're feeling good, share that, make others feel good, and you're really feeling that really beautiful, restful energy in May, and you're able to do that, you know, and you're like a breath of fresh air when you walk in. You're that, you know, like that Christmas present. Everybody's like, oh, I'm so happy, you know, they're here because you elevate the energy of the room, and you're just naturally upbeat this month, which is really beautiful. So love and light to you, Group 1. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. If you need a private read, if you want to come support the channel and say hello on my Patreon page, everything's down there, the Goddess Provisions box, and my Etsy store. Really come take a look at some of the spring stuff I put in there. I just made a few new pieces of fantastic earrings, and I'm having a lot of fun because I love, my favorite thing about spring is you can wear one simple sundress and then you can just wear all this cool funky statement piece jewelry and stuff like that. So I love spring where everything lightens up and the sun is out and everybody feels good. So love and light to this group. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Now we're into number 2, which is Salu, vitality, health, and energy. So I want to say, just for the beginning of this group, I feel like a lot of you people you're recovering from some injuries that you've had. I'm hearing leg, and also like your collarbone area. And some of you, you know, you're suffering from definitely something in your wrist, like the arthritic stuff. And sometimes when you wake up, those pains are exacerbated. You know, everything is not that flexible. And it's hard to begin your day that way when you have chronic pain or any kind of pain. So I understand that. I used to work in an industry where I had to carry very heavy things all over the place, and I put a lot of strain on my hands, and and wrists. And I thought one day when I woke up, I was like, what if I damaged these to the point where they're like unusable or something? Because I know there's carpal tunnel and all kinds of things, and people are very fearful of that. But I feel like now your vitality, your strength, and your healing is coming along. But something I know a lot of people overlook, or they poo-poo it. But I took a dive into this ocean today. I said, why don't you try to eat as healthy and green as you can? And even though some of the food just tasted like chewy air, it was so bizarre. I had this tofu wrap, and it was like marshmallowy texture. I like tofu normally, but I didn't have any sauce. It was tofu with all the flavorless things, with celery, with cucumber, with lettuce, wrapped in this, I don't know, it was like air. It was spongy air. And I'm like, how does so many food items taste like non-food items? They taste like, I don't know, couch or chair or air. I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, but my body felt so good. I'm sure it's not enough calories to do very much for very long, but I was like, I could feel it was like drinking, like when you're really hot, having that lovely ice cold glass of water. Like you felt all of a sudden really good, and like it was doing what it should. And, I was following my own advice, and I was watching some other readers too, that food can be exactly like medicine. When we have the right medicine, spices, herbs, all those things that are supposed to, turmeric and cardamom and all those things, red wine vinegar, all those things that can really boost us in these certain areas and add that lovely vitamin link. A lot of things aren't absorbed properly because we're missing those certain minerals that link them together. You'll start to feel better, and really just, it takes nothing. You go on WebMD or anything for a minute and you look up what will help this area of my life, and just try it. And I'm telling you, don't get stomach disagreements because you're not having oily, heavy things. That's the thing too. I swear I have like a Palladian's appetite. I would rather just eat nothing if I feel like I'm going to feel heavy. I don't like that. And in fact, half the time I just go without food. And I was listening to somebody today, and they're like, you can't, that's terrible. You don't just go 8 hours without food and only eat when you're starving, and then not want to eat a lot and don't get, all those things. But I've always just been accustomed to that. And like, I feel almost like the earthy body is an annoying thing that we have to wash and feed and take care of. And sometimes I forget that I'm a normal human being that has to do these things until I feel tired and run down. But we have to be like, hey, put the good stuff in. It's like an engine. If you give it the right things, it's going to operate well. So do that, and I feel like your ailments are going to dissipate. And look, you've got the World card, which is fantastic. Archangel Michael is playing a huge part in a lot of people's arsenal right now. I feel that he's so helpful. I feel like when you see the sword emblems, if you see silver swords around, if you see a lot of repeating numbers, you hear ambulances all the time, sirens, that's part of what comes with that. A job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude. The path towards enlightenment is coming. And oftentimes, as soon as I wake up, I'll say, Archangel Michael, will you please help protect me and my vehicle? Because when I'm driving my son to school in the morning, people aren't awake yet, and they're not cognizant of the fact that there's stop signs and red lights. I mean, I feel like I'm Super Mario Brother, just avoiding death at every turn. It's so absurd. And luckily my dad was a race car driver, and he taught me some crazy stuff when I first started driving. And he always said, always act basically like everybody is drunk on the road. Look to the left, look to the right, behind, know where people are at all times, because they'll swerve in your lane. People are, especially late at night or early in the morning. And it is true. And I drive like that. I'm a super, defensive driver. I'll see if anybody's, they're on their phone or whatever. I stay away from any of that stuff. But Archangel Michael is a great angel to protect us in our vehicles. And also if we're thinking about the health of our family. Now, I read this and I believe this completely. I want to pull this for you really quick, this Ruby, bless your heart. Reach out for emotional and spiritual support to heal and mend your heart. I feel like some of you, you've just suffered a setback, like whether your love life or there's an impatience coming in and you're really starting to lose heart a little bit. Don't. Just know that good things are coming. So what I was saying earlier is I saw this one reading and I absolutely love this woman. I feel like she's really grounded together and she's definitely kissed by spirit. And she says, always envision the people you love, your children, your mates, and everybody you know, in wellness, because they can see and feel your energy. They don't know it, but they can. Say you're a worrisome mom or a fretting mom and you're always freaking out. Your kid feels that energy. If you're always fixing, fretting, and bringing that energy out there, they feel strange. They feel tense. But if you just allow that loving light that all is well, you're going to heal, you're going to be well, and you imagine your children and family in wellness, and you're calm about things, they feel that energy and they grow and they thrive in that. So try to do that, and remember that when you wake up. I have to do that. As soon as I heard Divine 11 talking about that, I was like, I need to do that, especially with Hagen's knee. Just potentialities of anything. Always imagine your animals and your family in wellness and have that calm, beautiful energy around you to help them as well, because we don't ever want to bring stress to others. And I tried this test today too. I thought it was so cool. Like how I could be like the most calming energy in the room or around. Like I'll give you an example. I went to Trader Joe's today and I was buying some things. And I see how some people are just really fidgety, or they talk really loudly on their phones and they don't realize the attention they draw to themselves. And they're out in public. And Trader Joe's is pretty chill and stuff, but there was a couple people that were like arguing with other people on the other end of the phone of what they were going to buy or weren't going to buy. And I thought it's so tumultuous, and people are completely oblivious to the fact. They're so used to all this constant annoyance and overlap of other people's voices, activities, and negativity. It doesn't even affect them. I'm very sensitive to this. That's why I don't love the grocery store. I don't love anything where there's big groups of people, because if they feel rushed and crazed, it's like I feel that energy. So it's really weird. And I thought, why is nobody noticing all this? So when I'm in line and I look up, oftentimes when I look up, there's always one or two people looking at me. I can sense people when they're looking at me. Usually like little kids like looking at me, and I'll smile and wave to them. But, there was like a weird amount of people looking at me today. And I looked up and I'm looking around, and there was like 4 or 5 people. There was like 3 cashiers and 2 people over in the other line. And I was like, oh, my makeup must be looking fine today. But it was weird. And then you know what I thought is? It's because I'm the opposite of every maniac in the store right now. I'm the only one looking out the window at the trees. Like they probably thought I was a simpleton because I wasn't on my phone. I wasn't fighting with anybody, and I wasn't fidgeting. I was standing completely still with my arms to the side looking at a tree. And I thought, that's weird. I am the abnormal one in this scenario because I'm not generating this madcap energy. I'm just chill. And for whatever reason, I think people that could then focus on that and me, then also calm down. So also be that presence that's calming to everybody whenever you can. Take a deep breath. Don't try to multitask while you're just standing in line. If there's a beautiful window, look outside at the sky. It'll bring your blood pressure down. It makes you feel so good. Like I felt like I took it down a gear today, and I had a lovely day because of it. I didn't feel like I had to answer emails while I was in line. I didn't need to talk to anybody. I just wanted to look at some trees and chill out. And you're going to be able to do that and dial everything down and be in this series of wellness and experience it. So love and light to this group. Very nice energy. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below if you want a private read. If you want to go to my Etsy store and check out my jewels, the Goddess Provision box is down there, and come over to my Patreon page. That we got that lovely love course going over there, and that's going gangbusters. And I just added a whole bunch. I added like 20 more pages yesterday. So really, just simple advice on how to communicate wisely with people you're attracted to in the right way, at the right time, using substantial methods that work, because basically people want to feel a certain way when they're around you, and if you provide that, they're going to want more. It's as simple as that. So love and light to you guys, and let's see what is going on now for King of the Darkwood Elves: authority, credibility, and status. So what I'm hearing, without even picking a card right now, some of you people, I feel like in a position of work, you're going to be elevated to someone who's sort of running a small team. You're going to be running some kind of cool, you're going to be the director of this show, and people are going to respond very well because you are a great provider of clear information, and people like that. They're not trying to second guess you, because you're like, I expect this, and these are the results we'll have if we do this. So everything is going to go really smooth, and it's going to go nice. And you're also a very credible person because you do what you say you're going to do, and you also you're not ego driven. That's a problem with most people that are ego driven. They want to appear a certain way. It doesn't really matter who they are. They want to appear a certain way, bigger, better than everybody else, and that's you're beyond that at this point. Look, you have the Ace of Air, brilliant new ideas and inspirations. You're going to see the truth of situations, a challenging beginning. I heard a song today, Alanis Morissette, and I remember I used to sing this all the time, and I love this line, and I feel this way sometimes, and sometimes I wish I didn't, but I know you guys do too. That song where she's like, I see right through you, I feel right through you, I walk right through you. And it's basically when you just know how people's minds work, and when they're either trying to manipulate you, lie to you, get something from you, whatever is going on, that you see right through them and you feel right through them, and then you can walk right through them, and you're not bothered by it. And that's the Ace of Air, and it's a new start for you. It's so refreshing. So you're going to have people falling away like you can't believe. There are people that are in your area that you normally would give the time of day and sit and talk to, and then you're realizing, whoa, now I know exactly what's going on. And people allow other people in their space for all different kinds of reasons, and a few people in your general area go to you because you're their ear, or you're their fix-it, or you do things for them. But as this becomes more apparent to you, you're going to remove yourself from that because you're realizing you have other things to do and attend. So skilled work is rewarded, learning all that there is to know about a topic and going back to school. A couple of you guys are going to go take some specialized courses, and you're going to refine your areas of study and or elevate them to the next level, which is really great. And I mean, it can be anything, online courses, going back to school, Reiki, all these types of things. You realize, wow, I have an affinity for this, I like this, but I'd really like to hone my skills and polish them up a bit. Because there's a thing, it's always that thing about when you have a little bit of knowledge and you realize it's something that you would really like to really become proficient in, you need to get the whole picture of things like that. It doesn't matter, whether psychology, medicine, training for something, that when you have a big broad picture of it, you're able to really ascertain the information. You need to be professional and together at that. So you're going to be doing that, and you're going to, you're going to be a huge help to your family, whatever this information is. And you're going to be reaching this phase, which I love, for a fire: contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. Again, something that you're trying to start. I'm hearing shelves. Somebody's trying to build shelves or a closet or something. I'm seeing wood, but I'm seeing shelving in a kitchen, cupboards, things like that. You guys are doing some home stuff, and you're very excited to finish that up and have it, because before I feel like there was just cluttered, like you had groceries or cans or dry goods or stuff like stored all willy-nilly, and now, it's going to look really sleek and smooth, and you're excited for that. Yeah, I feel that when any way that you can increase the the beautification of the environment you're in, it's nice. And also the feng shui aspect of not being overcrowded by things is very helpful. So beautiful energy for you guys. I like that. Yeah, May is bringing in some promising, cool stuff for you for sure. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe. And all my links are down below. Everything is down there. If you need information on my reads, Instago, come see me on Instagram. I'm on I couldn't even think of Sparkrist11, and we do a lot of fun stuff over there, and I do daily posts of funny memes and cards and all kinds of stuff, and it's a hilarious tribe. I have such a good time in the morning. That's how I wake up, and it gets my spiritual light going, because there's an amazing group of people over there. So love and light to you guys, and thank you for watching.